This week we're back working on some LS Fab installations on our trucks. So last time you saw us put the strut kit on Dad's 55 first series Chevrolet truck, which modernized in a lot and really went well, which makes me even more excited about this. So we're working on my 1986 square body truck. Yes, it's the one that's like 15 different colors, and probably I'm not going to paint it anytime soon. But what we're going to be working on specifically is the tailgate. Now this should be a pretty small little job, but I'm really excited about it. If you know anything about these square body trucks, I kind of hate the tailgates because they're creak and they get rusty and they're really hard to lift and all of that stuff. But this should be a pretty good little upgrade. Thank you guys so much for joining this week. Let's get into it. So speaking about the tailgate here, our white panel on the truck is the tailgate, and if we lift this down here, you can hear, you got all of that. You hear the big noise and all of this. So basically what happens is that these trunnions in here, they get rusty and they get really hard to let the tailgate ride up and down on. So you can hear that. And then the other part of it is this guy here, the support for the tailgate itself. So in a modern truck, this tailgate would be supported by basically a metal piece of wire that's covered in some way instead of these big metal brackets. Again, these get clunky. If you're not careful, they'll turn like this whenever you go to shut it, and then the tailgate won't shut. Different things like that. So, just like so many things on this truck, I'm kind of adding a little upgrade to it kind of as I can go. There's a lot of really nice stuff on this truck for it to be in a little bit lower quality than lower quality to some. It's really great to me. So in the outside, what people would consider a little lower quality truck, we've got some really good stuff on here. So let's break out the LS Fab kit and check it out. So if we get in here a little closer so you can see that trunnion there, you can see the rust that's already started. The actual trunnion itself that bolts to the bed, that's what's getting so rusty. And probably that pocket on this too, the female side, which we have to do a check on. And you can see this one started doing the same thing. And then here's these metal support rods. What we're going to be replacing all that with is this kit from LS Fab. This is a trunnion kit. The brackets are stainless, and instead of that metal trunnion, we've got a Delrin trunnion here, and it's going to allow that to really move quietly and super smoothly. And the cool thing is that when we go to take this tailgate off, you'll see it, but this is like a removable tailgate. So basically, you can take this off without unbolting anything. It'll all just come apart, and so this acts the same way. This will allow us to still remove this tailgate super easily, but we have these quiet bushings here made out of Delrin that'll make this good. And what we're going to be replacing our metal brackets with are these guys right here, also from LS Fab. So like I said, much more modern, much more like a modern truck. It has this metal high tension wire in here that'll let you support all the weight that this stock one does, but they're not going to be loud, they're not going to be clunky, they're not going to screech and whine, and they're going to basically just bolt right in place of these. So those are the parts that we're working with. Let's pull the tailgate off. The tailgate's easily removable. All you have to do is get these in the right direction, so spin these like that. That'll lift that off. Same thing on this side. Gets it disconnected. Then all you have to do is reach in here, get this in the right position, about a 45-degree angle. This side will come out. Then pop that side out. And the tailgate's loose. Now that this is loose, you can see here what those look like. So you can see all that surface rust. And these aren't really bad, to be fair, but they've just got enough on there, and that metal on metal causes all that extra noise. And that piece being in this shape right here is what allows you to make this tailgate removable. When you get the tailgate up at that 45-degree angle, it lets you slide it out of this trunnion here, and then all you got to do is bring it toward this way, remove the whole tailgate, and that's sitting right over here now. A couple of 9/16 headed bolts here. Yeah, it's literally that easy. I'm gonna clean this pocket out, make sure there's no grime and stuff in here any more than there normally is. Then of course, same thing on this side. can use all your stock hardware, which is what I'm going to do today. Not to say that I won't change it out at some point, but at least for now, we'll leave it how it is. So I went ahead and got these bolted in just lightly, loosely. Luckily, I kind of had the outlines from where the old ones were, so I'm pretty confident on where these are, but I'm not going to torque them down until we throw the tailgate itself back on. Make sure that they line up good and make sure that it spins freely, basically. So those are mocked up, like I said, just using the original hardware right now. I got those ground down. I think I can just, there you go, just like that. There we go. Get them out of here. Alright, if you're paying attention, you'll notice what I did here, and I did it wrong. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to make you put it in the comments on what I did wrong here. But basically, now that we've got this here on the latch, I'll show you the latch and give you more indication on what I did wrong. And what we're going to do is go ahead and assemble this guy off the truck, lift the latch off the truck. This is a shoulder bolt. So you can see that it is a shoulder bolt. This goes through this bracket, or goes through the strap itself. Then a washer goes on it like that. And that goes through this. And there's a nut that goes here, a jam nut on the backside, but I'm going to put a little bit of our Vibrotite blue Loctite that we used last time on that to make sure it sets up good. So we got our blue Loctite on there, run that through the bracket. Again, washer going against the bracket, and then the nut. Flathead and a 1/2 inch wrench. Tight. And why that's important that the washer is on there in that position is because that's going to allow this to swing freely here on the latch. So now we can get the other one like this and go ahead and get our latches put back on the truck themselves. Now we're ready to go ahead and bolt these up. If it's not obvious what I screwed up earlier, and you haven't noticed it yet, then that's a good. You don't need to know anyway then. Go ahead and get these started up. I'm going to use our existing paint lines that are here to get us lined up where we need to be. Hopefully get us very close on our adjustment. Now, I went ahead and cleaned these pockets out, these female pockets out on the end of this, got them primered so that they wouldn't rust any worse than they were. One thing the instructions did note is you might have to take a file and knock the burrs off of this a little bit. So we took a file and just started to open it up a little bit. Let's do just a little bit more. And now we got that opened up and got that to where that would go over the latch here. Got that one there. Do the same thing on this side. There we go. Now, drop it. Look at that. That even looks better. And then if we can Exactly. Then do this. Quiet. Just gotta make sure those stay tucked. Guess the latch needs to come in a little bit. Both sides of the latches need to come in just a little to get this lined up right. You guys saw there a minute ago whenever I would shut the tailgate, this would kind of kick out like that a little bit. So what Dad did, he took a pair of pliers and held this and then just kind of added just a little more bend to that right there, just so that would, you can kind of see that it keeps it pointed toward the inside of the tailgate. And that lets that do just like that and catch on that flange of the tailgate as it's rolling up. And you can see, again, one more time, the difference between the old and the new. So much quieter, looks better. These things don't try and kick out like this whenever you close the tailgate like the old metal ones would. Just like that. That's it. Just like we started, this is where we'll end it. This is another easy job of parts from LS Fab that I'm really happy we did. Simple little job, just a kind of a simple little thing on this truck, but it was pretty straightforward. Their instructions are good, their parts are easy, they're high quality. Again, just like Dad's hood strut kit, we weren't paid to use this stuff. They didn't send us this stuff. I found it, liked what I saw, and then after 2 installs now, super happy with it, and these turned out really great. Again, this truck is just one of those things that as I collect up parts and pieces, I put them on the truck. Some of them be used as it moves forward. Some of them might get taken off and do something else with them. Not sure exactly. But this truck is kind of that continual project here on the channel. We appreciate you guys so much for watching. We hope you like this. Hope you learned something. Hopefully if you pick up some parts from LS Fab, you'll tell them that you picked them up because you saw them here on Shift Points. So we appreciate you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you next week.